life that is tyranny. And but I think that it's tyranny with a smile. This is the problem, right? It reminds me of Jonah Goldberg's very well-selling book, Liberal Fascism, from a long time ago. That's kind of what you get from the Tim Walzes. You get fascism with a smile, or rather, you get tyranny with a "how you doing?" Tim Walz, I feel like it's a gift, especially with the connection to Minneapolis, BLM, Kamala Harris raising money to bail out the people who were rioting, looting, and committing crimes. Walz was, as many of you listening to us right now all over Minnesota knows, virtually absent in terms of leadership from everything having to do with the rioting that took place. To me, this doubles Kamala down on defund the police and BLM as a force for good. I can't imagine a worse pick. We'll talk about this and more as we continue to roll through the Tuesday edition of the program. In the meantime, level up the comfort in your home with some new MyPillow products. Whether it's a Giza Dream Sheets, towels, next generation MyPillow products made with Giza fabric, your opportunity to score on items you use every day at MyPillow's low prices. Sets of their sheets start at just $25. 6-piece towel sets, also just $25. 2 bath, 2 hand, 2 washcloths. Queen size MyPillows, just $19.98, or brand new redesigned mattress toppers starting at $69.98. Mattress toppers, great way to feel like you have a new bed without the expense of a whole new mattress. You'll find all these deals online, MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special square for huge discounts on MyPillow products, including premium queen size MyPillows, just $19.98. Remember, enter that promo code Clay and Buck. You can also call 800-792-3269. Get hooked up now.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton on the front lines of truth. The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, each weekday 1 to 4 p.m. on KFEQ. You're listening to Late Afternoons on KFEQ. Now, let's take a look at your markets.
Here's a look at your closing grain markets from the Chicago Board of Trade. September corn down 2 cents at $3.88 3/4. December off 1 3/4 at $4.05 1/4. March corn down 2 at $4.22 1/4. September soybeans 17.5 cents lower at the close at $10.14. November off 14 at $10.26 3/4. January finished 13 3/4 cents lower, $10.43 1/4. September soybean meal down $8.10 at $3.30.60. September soybean oil 24 cents lower at $40.85. September wheat out of Chicago up 3 3/4 at the close at $5.43 1/4. December finished 3 1/4 higher, $5.66 1/2. March wheat out of Chicago up 2 1/2 at $5.87 1/4. September wheat out of Kansas City up 1 1/4 cents at $5.61 1/2. December 1 1/2 higher, $5.78 1/4. March wheat out of Kansas City finished 2 1/4 cents higher at $5.93 1/4. September oats finished up 7 cents at $3.30 1/4 cent. Your local cash grain bids in St. Joseph: yellow corn at $4.04 to $4.07, white corn at $4.89, soybeans $10.07 to $10.31. In Atchison, yellow corn at $4.08 to $4.13, soybeans $10.31 to $10.37, hard wheat at $5.22, soft wheat at $4.78. Kansas City truck bids: yellow corn at $3.83 to $4.03, white corn $4.58 to $4.91, soybeans $10.22 to $10.56, hard wheat at $5.91, soft wheat at $5.28, and sorghum at $3.98. That's been a look at your closing grain markets on KFEQ. I'm Nathan Steedley.
Summer's best story is coming August 8 to 18 at the Missouri State Fair in Sedalia. What's your favorite fair story? Kicking it off with parades, going to livestock shows, the carnival or concerts, camping with the family? I know, it's eating delicious food, having the best time, and creating memories. Summer's best story happening at the Missouri State Fair, August 8 to 18 in Sedalia. Learn more at MoStateFair.com and get your tickets today.
Brought to you by your Missouri Electric Cooperatives.
Throughout every community in Kansas, you find hardworking people who make our state better each day. They bring their absolute best to everything they do, determined to reach their full potential and make life better not only for themselves, but for every citizen in Kansas. They are the soldiers of the Kansas Army National Guard, proudly serving part-time in their home state. When storms, floods, or wildfires tear through the state, the Kansas Army National Guard is there to help Kansans stay safe and help communities recover. Their service also provides them a chance to further their education with 100% state tuition assistance, low-cost health insurance, and leadership skills that will help them succeed. All of this comes from their part-time service, leaving them plenty of time to enjoy life with their family and friends. Learn more about service with the Kansas Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/KS. Sponsored by the Kansas Army National Guard, aired by the Kansas Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. Smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, throwing half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
That's right. Weight loss seminar Sunday, August 18th at the Stony Creek Hotel and Conference Center in St. Joseph at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
A huge thank you to the amazing St. Joseph community. This is Tyler Reed from Reed Chevy. We are blown away by the incredible response to our brand new Chevy facility at the new Reed Auto Plaza. Your support means the world to us. Come experience the difference for yourself. We've got a state-of-the-art facility, a massive selection, and top-notch service. Find us right in front of Menards at the all-new Reed Auto Plaza today. Reed Auto Group is values-driven. Reed Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt, at up to 100 times more potent than morphine. The tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed with heroin, cocaine, press pills, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
680 KFEQ on 95.3 FM. The most trusted news, talk, and agricultural information since 1923.
Welcome back in. Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. Big news, of course, of the day is that Kamala Harris has made her choice. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is the nominee, and a lot of people are reacting to it. We talked about it a lot in the first hour. We talked about it quite a lot throughout the course of the program. Buck, I look at this and I say, ultimately, this is the Democrat Party having to acknowledge that being Jewish is a major, major issue. And I think if Josh Shapiro had been Christian, if he had been basically anything other than Jewish, I think he'd be the nominee right now. And I think this gives you an important crystallizing idea of who Kamala Harris is listening to. 24 years ago, when Joe Lieberman was the running mate of Al Gore, I don't remember there being a massive, oh my goodness, how could the Democrats select a Jewish running mate reaction across the nation among Democrat voters. It feels to me like Kamala Harris got bullied out of making the smartest, most strategic pick in the state that matters the most to her, which is Pennsylvania, and ended up going with a guy that she considers to be less threatening because he happens to be a Christian and from Minnesota. And Buck, to me, Minnesota's voted Democrat every year since 1972. I would love it if all of you voting in Minnesota could flip the state of Minnesota, which Trump lost by about 7 points in 2020, lost by like 50,000 or so votes, I think, in 16. So it's been a battleground of sorts in the last couple of cycles. But if Democrats lose Minnesota, this race is not going to be close. This is not a quote-unquote typical battleground state. I feel like we dodged a proverbial bullet here, and this feels very, very fortunate. I don't think she's going to get much, if any, of a bounce from this vice presidential pick at all. And now the question is, okay, how does the Democrat convention come off? This, to me, is a scared pick.
I cannot fathom why they would do this other than what you've laid out. So that means that I think that's this is an Occam's razor moment where you say, okay, so they really
they really just have so many anti-Semites in the Democrat Party base now that they worry. I mean, I think they worry about turnout, not just in Michigan as a result of this, too. I think that they can look at some of the other states where there are, especially Muslim, non-white Muslim populations that view the Israeli-Palestinian or Israeli-Hamas conflict as a primary issue in this election, which is remarkable when you think about it, that they are so upset about the plight of Palestinians. Not as upset about the plight of people in Sudan right now, for example. This isn't about just being opposed to violence or war or human carnage. This is a tribal affiliation or religious identification issue for them. They view it as something of a religious war. So this is not a good moment for the Democrats. It's the first break in Kamala momentum that we have seen since she came. Now, I'm not saying it's even reflected in the polls, but I do think in perception it's a hold on a second moment. Now, I get it. They probably will cover this by saying, meaning CNN and the rest of them will say, well, this is so that she can have a stronger game in Wisconsin and in Michigan. I don't think that Tim Walz is necessarily going to do anything for them in those states. I agree. He's kind of a milquetoast guy. He's nothing particularly inspiring or impressive. The guy was, he was an athletic coach, though. I will say this is one of those moments where